Worship flag prices are about to change, not just at Catch the Fire Worship Flags, but across the entire industry. Today, we're talking about how the new tariffs are impacting flag makers and what we're doing at Catch the Fire Worship Flags to make sure that you still get fast service, affordable prices, and ready to ship worship flags that are going to help you elevate your praise to the next level right after the bump. I'm Andrea York with Catch the Fire Worship Flags, and this is the Fan into Flame live stream where it's your place to become the worshiper God's looking for. It's inspired by John 4:23, where we are exploring every kind of worship related topic related to so that you can worship in spirit and in truth. And if you're a creative worshiper, like this video and subscribe for more. Let's lift up a banner and dive into today's topic of the tariffs. I want to take a few minutes to give you a behind the scenes look at some important and exciting changes that are happening at Catch the Fire Worship Flags over the next few months. These changes are going to help us serve you better, getting your flags into your hands faster, and I hope keep making the worship flags as affordable and accessible as possible in the face of some pretty big global changes. This is not just affecting Catch the Fire Worship Flags. And in fact, we are doing everything. I've been working behind the scenes for the last like 6 weeks trying to make sure that I know exactly what it is. And I'm going to share that information with you so that we're transparent in all that we do at Catch the Fire Worship Flags. One of the things, that I'm Canadian, all the worship flags here are made in Canada. And I know more about tariffs and the exemptions and HST codes, HTS codes, I think, and everything more than I've ever wanted to know. And I'm not going to bore you with all the things that I've been learning, but it does affect you, not just if you shop at Catch the Fire Worship Flags, but across the industry, and why you're going to see the flag makers are going to flag prices are going up. But I think that I found the balance that we will not be actually raising prices for a long while, because what I was thinking, also all our worship flags are made in Canada, but we do have our flag bags, which are our most popular item. They're so great. I think that they're really high quality. Been working with a supplier. They are in China, and so now this posed a problem prior to kind of the initial changes. I've been enjoying the exemption. It's called a de minimis exemption. This is allow that the United States allows anything under the value of $800 to come into the country duty free. So that's how you would get your Amazon packages, the drop shipping, Sheen, Wish, Temu, all of those other kind of companies. That's how they would get their products in at such low prices. Now, you've heard, no doubt, some of the bigger changes and the threats. I don't know when you're going to be watching this video. Currently, the tariffs are at 145% for Chinese made products coming into the US. However, the $800 de minimis exemption was still intact, and now they have announced that they're removing that. And initially, if you're a Firecatcher and you get our emails, I had already announced that as of May 2nd, there was going to be a actually, it was $25 tariff charge on top of that. And then on June 1st, it was going to go up to $50. However, it's actually going to go up $75 as of June 1st. So I know you didn't like that. That was essentially going to dry up all sales. Just would make the bag just not a very cost-effective investment for you to make. And I totally get that. So I thought, this is not serving the Firecatchers well. This is not serving our customers well. And so we are decided to make a really, really big change in that we are moving some of our inventory into a distribution center in the USA. So we're going to start with our flag bags. So that means that there's going to be no change in in service to you. And in fact, it's going to be probably even faster because they are already in the United States. And so we're going to start to slowly move all of our products, Canadian made flags as well, into the United States, into a distribution center. That means everything is going to be ready to ship. So no more waiting for them to be sewn and mailed from Canada. So I'm working incredibly hard and long hours to get up the inventory so that we can do everything ready to ship. So once everything is set up, and I do anticipate we're going to be starting to move, our flag bags are going to be starting to ship out of the United States as of Tuesday, this by before the end of April, and then by the end of summer everything will be shipped from the US. So watch for changes, clearing out some of our inventory. So that means there's probably going to be clearance sales. So stay tuned for that. We're going to be dropping some of our inventory so that we can focus on the worship flags that are the most popular and ones that you like. But we'll be able to ship out daily, and means quicker delivery for you. And that's not all. So some of the things though about why worship flags are going to go up. So it might be, even though, like for example, our worship flags are made in Canada, but the bulk of our raw materials, meaning the material and the fabric, that is still made in China. Most textile firms, there's no textile mills in the US that for the type of flags that we make. So it doesn't matter which flag maker you purchase from or that you have worked with in the past, even if they're making their worship flags in the country, in the US, they are still using Chinese made products. So that's where the cost of the goods are, even that we create, are going to go up. And this way, what I'm doing is able to minimize, so we won't have any price increases uh, for at least a long time in the foreseeable future. So I can't promise that it'll never go up, but we are not going to go up for a long time, because I do have a great number of overstock of materials that I have been able to serve our fire catchers well. So, but the flag bags are going to be in the States, and they are made in China, and we've loved the quality and the factory that we have been working with to create good quality bags that are affordable, and we want to keep them affordable. And I don't want to pass any of the tariff charges onto your shoulders, and nor could I actually incur all of that myself. So that's why we've made this big decision, and it's a really big decision for me and for you. And because my heart has always been to make worship flags available to as many worshipers as possible. I don't want to have price be the reason that someone can't step into deeper worship with color and movement, which means our DIY shop, we have our DIY kits. The only thing that will not be available will be our bulk, like the by the yard fabric by the yard, but you will be able to purchase the pre-cut fabrics or and or our DIY kits so that you can make worship flags, making them even more affordable. So right, so it's not just us, it's every flag maker is going to have to deal with these things. Prices are going to vary, shipping times might slow down, and for some smaller makers, it's going to be a real challenge. I know that I have business besties who are everybody is dealing with this kind of trouble and challenge. How do we continue to serve customers well, keep prices as low as possible, but also everybody has to invest in whatever way that they can. And so, what does this mean for you? Coming back down to how are we serving you? Because we really think that worship flags are not just props, they're really invitations into the presence of the Lord. They're tools of intercession, praise, and prophetic worship. And I want to see more people worshiping with them, using them, not fewer. I don't want to make it a cost prohibitive thing. So what does it mean? It means that we're going to do faster shipping coming up. It means that we're absorbing tariff costs as long as we can. So we're not going to be shifting our costs onto you. We're making grand sweeping changes instead. It means moving my business to the US. It means that the products will be stocked and ready to go in the US. And it means that we're investing now into the business because we've been serving you since 2011. And I anticipate that we're going to be serving you for a long, long time. And so we need to make these changes before the tariffs kick in and the prices shift. And we're going to keep you updated. If there's any other updates, I'm going to be transparent. And if you have any questions about our pricing or what's happening or where we get our products, I would be very open and transparent with you in giving you any of that information. But right now, I want to say thank you for being part of this movement, because your support makes it possible. Your support is why we've been in business since 2011, serving worshipers just like you. So this has been a Fan into Flame live stream. This actually was pre-recorded. I'm at a conference this week, but next week I'll be back live, and we will be going back into our color series, talking about the biblical color meanings and symbolism of worship. I know that this was a short and sweet live stream, just giving you some information that I think that you needed to know and be aware of how this, even American or Canadian made goods that qualify are certified under the US Mexican Canadian agreement, that it's actually going to affect everything. So even if a company is American made or by American, it is still the majority probably of everything that is behind, like the raw materials, is still coming from a different country. So bless you in your worship. See you next week as we explore